We can officially say it now, people. It's a flop. Yes, people, the Falcon Cap movie has flopped so hard at the box office, it's remarkable. Despite having wings, apparently it couldn't take off. That's just how badly this is, and I'm not surprised by it. I literally knew this was going to happen. But by the second week, people were predicting and saying, yeah, this looked like a bomb. But I took my time. I said, let me wait and just wait to confirm that this has actually happened. And now I can officially confirm and say, yeah, it is a flop. Despite some members of the media trying to spin it like it was the greatest thing since sliced bread, no, it is not. This is happening, people. Let's dive into this article here from Cosmic Book News. MCU fans have spoken. Captain America Brave New World, another massive Marvel bomb. Not surprising. MCU fans have voted with their wallets, and the message is clear. They don't want Anthony Mackie as Captain America. I don't think anybody wanted that. Those who were claiming they could do it, fine, no problem. But the vast majority of people had no interest in this. It's like I've said before, I say again, Falcon Cap failed in the comics. Falcon Cap failed in Falcon and Winter Soldier. And then you put him onto the big screen and the movie was a mess. You could tell what they were trying to do with that movie. They literally just ripped off parts from other Captain America movies and some other MCU movies, and it still made no sense. Had he just been Falcon, maybe you could have done a Falcon movie and animated, but instead, no, you decided to put Falcon Cap fighting Red Hulk by running around scratching him with his wings. It looked like a feral cat trying to take on Hulk. It wasn't enjoyable, and we all know what you were trying to do. Come on. The latest Marvel bomb in a string of flops from Kevin Feige is Captain America Brave New World, which in its fourth weekend has failed to even come close to 400 million. Captain America Brave New World bombing follows the major failures of the Marvels and Quantumania along with Shang-Chi, Eternals, and Black Widow. Let's be honest here. The Marvels was a mess that was bound to fail. Quantumania, come on. Come on, that was basically Commie Mania, to be honest with you. I don't know what they were thinking with Shang-Chi, but clearly they didn't think that thing through enough to make it work. The Eternals was a massive, massive abomination of a movie, and Black Widow, I mean, like, you probably shouldn't even attempt to make that movie. We're going to do that crap with it, and we could blame the pandemic all we want. The movie was garbage. That's what it was. The MCU on Disney Plus hasn't been a success either. The latest example could be Daredevil Born Again. I'm going to get into the Daredevil Born Again thing in another video. But let me continue on here. Regarding Captain America Brave New World, it would be lucky to hit 400 million. As of this past weekend, the box office is only at 370.7 million. Now let's take a look at the actual numbers over on the numbers for Captain America Brave New World. Worldwide box office is 372.2 million. Domestic box office is 179.165 million. International is 193.071 million. That's what the international box office is. It's not doing well at all. Understand me? They were saying that this movie has such a massive opening. It did so much, bringing 100 million or kind of thing over the long weekend period. Because they were trying to say it was like a 3 day, but it was actually 4 days, and they actually had to adjust for certain things in regard to that. But the movie had been limping along because once word of mouth came out how bad it was, people were just not interested. And to make it even more factual, than how bad, how much of a flop this movie is, they have actually dumped it on digital already. It has not even finished its theatrical run, and they have already dumped it on digital. That just goes to show that they and all have no faith whatsoever in this movie. None. They have none. They don't have any faith in this movie, and they've made up their minds that this is just going to be what it is. Once word of mouth started to spread, once people started to realize what was going on about it, it has reached to this point. Now, I in the past have said that that superhero fatigue is nothing. I'm going to have to recant that and say, yes, superhero fatigue is a thing, and the MCU is mostly to blame for this. Because when the MCU was hot and they were making movies they were interested in, okay, they should have known when to stop and let the fire simmer and let it build and, bring up about one or two movies every year. So in regard to something, but no, you decided to go all in on some terrible characters who never worked in the comics, but then decided to make them even worse in the MCU, and this has resulted in it. DC had the opportunity to pick up the slack and start to make really good movies, but they decided, hey, you know what, let's do everything wrong that the MCU has done and follow that up with it. And this was the result. So yes, superhero fatigue has set in because people are sick and tired of terrible representations of superheroes. When you look at Falcon Cap's box office run, you look at this, it starts off here and it just craters off slowly into oblivion. That's it. You look at the overall runs for it because it's a fourth week in cinema right now. Look at the total gross for this and how it just fluctuates and then just slowly starts to drop pathetically and all of that. You understand me? It starts off with this amount here perfect and it slowly goes down till it's reaching now to 255. Look at the drop off of it and all of this here. 82%, 54%, 60%. It just keeps going down and down and down. This is not going good. This movie has really, really cratered. It's not even funny anymore. It's really badly how much this movie has absolutely destroyed itself because they had nothing to go with it. Now, thinking to yourself, here I am saying this, and the other sites out there saying the movie is so good and all of that. Well, what would you do if I tell you that one of the kings of the shill media has actually put out an article saying that they and all found Falcon Cap to be a boring waste of time and they're not surprised this movie is crashing and burning? You don't believe me? Let's take a look over here at Screen Rant. What they have put out here, Captain America Brave New World Review. I wanted to love Anthony Mackie's bleak MCU movie, but I was just bored and disappointed. Yes, people. Even Screen Rant can't put a spin on how bad this was. They and all have to come out and say, listen, it was a boring, bleak, disappointing movie. I said similar in my regards to it. Go ahead, let's go through some of this. This is by Molly Freeman. As a cog in the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe, Captain America Brave New World is arguably more important than any other Marvel Studios, any other movie Marvel Studios will release this year. I don't know about that, but okay. It's the fourth overall Captain America movie, but it's the first time Chris Evans, Steve Rogers isn't the one lifting the shield. Instead, it's Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson, who was bequeathed the red, white, and blue shield at the end of Avengers Endgame and wrestled with its significance in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So he made this stupid comment, but you gotta do better. Now Sam emerges as a fully realized Captain America. No, he isn't, but alright. Complete with his own iteration of the Falcon in Joaquin Torres, Danny Ramirez. I honestly barely even remember what that character was doing in the movie, honestly. Just in time for the election of President Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, played by Harrison Ford, after the passing of William Hurt. Right. However, when forgotten Captain America Isaiah Bradley, I don't know what he was doing in that movie, honestly, gets caught up in an assassination attempt against the president, Sam begins investigating Ross and those around him and discovers he's an evil mastermind bent on revenge, pulling the strings, aka the leader who wasn't smart enough to realize that he needed to just escape, but whatever. All right, all told, Brave New World feels a bit like it's ripping off past Captain America movies. Oh, wait, let me read that again. Because Screen Rant just admitted, all told, Brave New World feels a bit like it's ripping off past Captain America movies. What did I say, people? What did I say? I specifically said to all of you when I did my review, if you haven't ever seen it yet, feel free to check it out, that this movie was ripping off other movies. That's what it was doing. It was ripping off other Captain America movies. And now even they've come out here and admitted it. All while retreading much of the same thematic storylines already explored with Sam in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. One of the strengths of Captain America has always been his care for other people. And while Sam Wilson continues that storyline, he often takes a backseat to Ford's Ross when it comes to actual character development in the movie. Yep, said that as well. All of which would be fine if Brave New World had was at least fun and entertaining, which it simply isn't. Oh, sweet, sweet vindication. Sweet vindication. It's clear Captain America Brave New World is trying to recapture what was so great about previous Captain America movies, adopting the spy thriller tone of Captain America the Winter Soldier, while telling a globe-trotting story like Captain America Civil War and a story of soldiers at war like Captain America the First Avenger. But even in a movie where Steve Rogers discovers his best friend had been turned into a brainwashed weapon by his enemies, Marvel always managed to balance the seriousness of their storytelling with a level of fun and entertainment. Brave New World has very little to enjoy about it. Very little, but like barely any, but like probably nothing at all. The film plods through the requisite Marvel movie beats with little flair and even less concern about whether it all serves the story of the film or its characters. There's an action set piece early in the movie because that's how Marvel movies start. There's a switch from Sam's white Captain America costume to a new, more navy blue suit for exactly zero reason other than Marvel heroes need to get new suits to sell toys. Brave New World exists to be a Captain America movie, but it stripped the series and its characters of everything that makes them great. So yeah, even Screen Rant is admitting the movie is boring, bleak, and disappointing. This is what it is. So you look at the box office, it's pretty much struggling to get to 400 million. If it does make it to 400 million, okay, there's no way in hell it's going to make it to 5. You could be certain of that. You understand me? They tried to lie and say the budget was so and so. In order for this movie to even break even, it would need to make, because when you add up the cost of all the reshoots, which we don't even know, because it doesn't turn out to be like something like about a year or two after we just usually get to find out that they have been lying about the actual production cost of these movies. It happened with Doctor Strange and Marvels, all this nonsense. They keep happening with it. You have to find out about it. But this, or from my estimation alone, this movie would at least have needed to make somewhere in the vicinity of maybe 700 million to break even. It would have needed to make about $1 billion to actually make a profit, but that was not going to happen anytime soon. And when you look at these numbers here, this movie is going to be very lucky. If it passes about 400 million, it looks like it might very well pass 400 million, but it ain't no way it's going to make it anywhere close to 500 million, because people have just completely turned off and tuned out with this thing at this point. So yeah, people say the fans have spoken. Captain America Brave New World is another massive Marvel bomb. Color me surprised. This is what happens when you keep screwing up yourselves. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like it, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.